Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is the 212A, the Tier 9 Soviet SPG. This one's located on the southeast spawn of Pearl River, and it's under the command of Oxagon of ENJ0Y. And that's the second time this evening that I've been doing a video about his games in the 212A. Game on! 3 marks of excellence on the barrel. He's not the only one in the clan who's got 3 marks. Quite a few other players do. But he seems to send in some really good games for us to watch. Now, the 212A was going to be built from the KV220, as many of you know. But they only made 2 KV222s. And both of those were lost. So they never got around to building the Arty, the 212A. Because they never put the KV222 into main production. Okay, he's ready to go. He's got the B4 howitzer, which is capable, it's 203mm, capable of 900 alpha, rounds out on the TNH. It shot right over the top of his turret and landed on the ground behind him. So at this moment, he's thinking about going out and getting a lottery ticket because, yes, he was obviously very lucky there. Now, although it's capable of doing 900 alpha, it'll penetrate 52mm of armor, and the standard reload is 37.39 seconds. But Oxagon's got it down. He's actually able to get a shot out every 28.35, which is very good indeed. Now, he's got 2 tanks together there at the same time. He fires the round in. Oh, he hit one and splashed the other. The M451 took the splash, but it was the tank that was behind him, not that Progetto. At least I don't think it was the Progetto, but it might have been. And he's now out the game. You know, it might have been the Progetto that actually did take the main hit, because he was missing a few hit points. Okay, lined up the shots. Looks about right. Rounds out, and no direct hit, but it was right in front of the Super Conqueror. Now, this Arty is rather good, and it's quite a fun favourite with a lot of players, mainly down to the fact that it's a totally enclosed Arty, which means you can use vents, and you can use vent purge as well to increase the power of the crew. And if you use that with premium consumables, then you get a very fast reload time indeed, and fairly accurate as well on top of that. Okay, Super Conk again. Rounds out, might be a bit late. Oh, right into his rear, actually. That was a good shot. Trouble is, though, he's fairly close to us at the moment, or at least he's in the distance. And I think we're just outside view range. You can see him over there. Or at least we can see him. And just behind him is an IS-7. And we've got a T-57 heavy there as well. So if we were to focus on that IS-7, we'd certainly do a lot of damage to him. We're going for the Super Conk. And hit him in the rear for 310 hit points. Now, one of the drawbacks of this Arty is that it does have a rather narrow arc of fire. 4 degrees either side of the center line. And that means even the slightest movement can actually build or get a rescue bloom, as you're seeing here. Oxagon's trying to get the right spot to fire at, but at least it does dial in rather quickly. He only got 5 hit points from that, and that was a direct hit. So it must have hit heavy armor, and that's why it didn't go through. Some people actually prefer to play the Soviet Arty mainly because they do dial in very quickly. Okay, we've got 3 tanks together here. If we can get a reload out, we might be able to hit more than one at the same time. Okay, he's loaded. Rounds out on the IS-7. He takes a hit. He stuns the T-10 and the Super Conk at the same time. Oh, and he's getting loads of stun assist off this game. Masses. His teammates are really helping. Okay, we've got a T-95, the Doom Turtle. It's a tier 10 game with tier 9 tanks in it. Doom Turtle's pulling back. Fires one in quickly. Lands short. Now, our teammates seem to be doing rather well because they're at the enemy cap area now. And these guys seem to be totally wrapped up in the battle that's going on at the village entrance. And they're ignoring what's going on at the other end of the map. And we're about to find out where the enemy Arty is because, well, note the enemy Arty, or one of the enemy Arty has been killed. I think the GeForce is about to find the other one if he hasn't moved already. And it appears he has moved, so there is an enemy Arty on the loose somewhere. That's a good hit on the Super Conqueror, who came back to defend his cap area and is now taking fire. Oh, we can see where there's Tracer coming in from the enemy Arty. So I think he's lower down near the water edge, and the T-54E1 can't see him at the moment. But it appears that it came in from that general direction. Either that or he's over in that little nook and cranny in A4. There's a little space there that may be where he is. Well, that shot didn't work, unfortunately. I think the GeForce needs to go around the corner to find the other Arty. It's a M53, M55. Okay, going for the Doom Turtle. Our T-57 Heavy's down below. Looks like he's going to go in for the clinch. He got tracked. And unfortunately, we lose the T-57 Heavy. But we've got a chance to damage him. And look at that, 363. And then the FV4005, the Heshbarn, is going to plant a round into that guy. If he can get it accurately enough, he should be able to wipe him out. There's one hit. Oh, the Heshbarn goes down, but the T-95 is doomed. He's in the water. And even though that Super Conk's trying to interrupt and destroy the Viz-55, we're going to put a round into him. Rounds out. And that's a kill. That's the first kill for Oxagon, but it was a good one. And the Viz-55 did get the kill on the Doom Turtle, even though we can't see it. We might be able to get another kill because there's an IS-7 there. Oh no, we can't get the kill because our teammate actually just got him. Yep, our teammate is in an Object 261. He just got that kill. The last remaining enemy is this Super Conqueror in the village. And I don't think we can get a shot because those buildings are actually protecting him. The closest we can get to him is there. And I think the A Phase 1 and the EBR-105 are the ones who are going to get the kill. Even though the EBR just took a big hit. We fire the round in and... oh, splash! He got splashed for 17 hit points, but it slowed him down. He got the stun, and our teammate in the Leopard prototype got the kill. Here's the end of battle results from the first game, and it was a first-class tanker for Oxagon in the 212A. He managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 10, and he got a win rate of 3,256, which is Super Unicum standard. Let's have a look at team score and see where he was. Well, surprisingly, he actually did rather well. He got the 3rd highest damage in the game. The Super Conqueror on the enemy team got 3,645 hit points, but he didn't get the high caliber because it wasn't 20% of the enemy hit pool. The 2nd highest was the Leopard 1 on the enemy team with 3,365, and the 3rd highest was Oxagon with 3,193 hit points of damage. So they were all in the same ballpark on damage. When it came to kills, though, he was a little further down the table because the high scorers were the Viz-55 and the Leopard Prototype A, who also picked up a Leather Slayer's medal because, of course, he was Tier 9 and taking out Tier 10 tanks. And also the Super Conqueror on the enemy team with 3 kills. 2 kills went to the EBR-105, the Heshbarn on our team, and only 1 player on the enemy team managed to get more than 1 kill other than the Super Conqueror, and that was the T-95 Doom Turtle. And we can see Oxagon only got 1 kill in the game. When it came to base XP, though, he was top with 990 out of that game. 988 went to the Viz-55. 962 went to the AE Phase 1. He fired 13 rounds, decent amount of shots, 8 direct hits on the enemy, no penetrations, but he did get 15 splash. Damage of 3,193, all of it at more than 300 meters. He damaged 6 of the enemy, killed 1, so missed out on the Confederate probably by just 1 tank, the one that if he'd only hit another enemy vehicle, I think there was a chance that he might have got the Confederate in that game. 960 hit points of stun assist of 14 stuns. Not a lot of stun assist. That may be the reason why he got a first class out of it. He actually made a small loss on a premium count. He got 639 credits loss, mainly down to the fact that his resupply of consumables was at the full price. Most people, if you play the game and you're trying to play the benefit by using your credits wisely, you try and buy as many premium consumables as you can when they're at half price. That way, instead of paying 20,000 per each game, you're only paying 10,000. And of course, it never shows up in the end of battle results, which means that instead of actually showing a loss of 639 credits, he would actually be showing a benefit or a positive balance of 20,000 minus the 639. So 19,361 credits. So it would have been beneficial for him if he had actually bought in bulk when they become available. That's what I do on all of my accounts. I buy them in bulk when they're cheap and use the credits for that purpose. Normally it costs me maybe as much as 5 to 6 million credits to do that. But boy, does it pay off in the long run on your results. He also got 1,485 experience points as well from that game. And it was over fairly quickly as well. 7 minutes, that battle. And he still managed to get 13 shots off in 7 minutes, which means he was very, very busy. So that's the end of battle results for the first game. Let's have a look at the second one. In the second replay, we're on the west spawn of Safe Haven. And Oxagon's in platoon with Soul Collector in the T30. Well, there's Soul Collector. He's headed off into the factory area. Of course, he's got a big heavy. Well, it's not a heavy, really. It's a T30, which is of similar design to the T29, T34, T32. Yeah, it is basically a heavy tank. Anyway, he's aiming for where he expects the enemy tanks to be seen. And unfortunately, they managed to beat him to the punch, but an Indian Panzer doesn't. He gets the first shot. Oh, direct hit, 337. He didn't like that. Oh, he was very unhappy, that player. He suddenly lost a huge chunk of his hit points. And he got stunned. Okay, we're reloading. Of course, we're not going to be able to hit the Patriot and the Indian Panzer and the enemy T-30 because they're into the underground area, but we can certainly go for this Barask. Rams out. And he got a piece of him. 59 hit points, put a bit of stun, got a critical hit, probably damaged the tracks. Okay, so we've effectively told the enemy that we know where their Barask is. Now, the enemy Arty just managed to fire a shot in and got at one of our other teammates. Each team has lost at least one player. Going for the Patriot on top of the building. He wasn't down below, he's actually on top, and rounds out on him. Direct hit, 417, good shot. Oh, look at that! We got 715 stun assist. He just took a massive hit in the rear, and funnily enough, it was Soul Collector who did it. Soul Collector hit him in the rear with his 155mm round, and he's done it again. He got the kill. So, Soul Collector at work. Now, going for the T57 Heavy. Rounds out. Another direct hit. 307 hit points from this one. That T57 Heavy is not going to be so happy about going up on top, because not only with a 155mm gun up there, but also he's getting stunned and he's taking fire. Some of our teammates up on the hill are firing at them. The enemy RT just came into sight. It's a batch at 155-55. There is only one RT in the enemy team. We're not going for him though, because we're actually aiming for that T57 Heavy, assuming he's still there, and I don't think he is. I think he's actually gone around and he's gone in. Yes, he's gone underneath. Meanwhile, Soul Collector's gone up on top of the roof, and I think he's shooting at the enemy tanks up in the hills. Okay, we're trying to get that Ferdinand, but we see a gorilla instead. Now, can he line up a shot on the gorilla? It's difficult because those bunkers are in the way. It's the house, actually, not the bunker. Rounds out the griller. Oh, good shot. 420 hit points. He's taking damage. More stun assist. And, oh, he's gone! 598 stun assist off those two shots. That was excellent. So, huge amount of stun assist. So, Oxagon's already got 2,059 stun assist out of this game with 4 tanks up on the enemy. Going for the Leopard prototype. Rounds out. Another direct hit. 352. He's getting very good luck in this game. Very accurate shots. That Leopard had to use his repair kit, his first aid kit rather, to get his crew back into working order. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been able to take those shots. And it makes him vulnerable for the next shot because, yep, Oxagon's going to hit him again. Any second now. He's readjusting the aim. There he is. Now, can he get a shot? Rounds out. Well, this time round he wasn't so lucky, but the Leopard did get stunned at the very least. And once he's stunned, he's not happy to poke up because, of course, he's either reloading or his crew won't be able to move as quickly and react as fast. Now, we just saw a Waffenträger, and he's near the house. Can we get a shot? That Waffenträger would be an easy kill. We're looking where the Leopard prototype was last seen. Oh, there's an enemy STB who's about to get shot in the rear by the Kunstpanzer. But we're going for the Waffenträger. The Waffenträger just killed our Carnarvon. Now, can we get a shot here? Rounds out. Looks like it could be a good one. Oh, it is! A penetrating shot. 910 hit points. That's a high roll. And the Waffenträger's taken a big, big hit. Soul Collector just took out the STB-1 on the enemy team. So we're 3 up on the enemy. They've only got 3 tanks left. There's the Waffenträger. The Leopard prototypes come back to that little spot to try and defend their cap area. Meanwhile, our Borsig's trying to get into a position where he can shoot. And the enemy's got a CS-52 Liss. And our guys, our Kunstpanzer and our 121B are trying to have a go while the SU-130PM covers them. There's the list. Now, if we can put a round into him, stun him, even just slow him down a little. Rounds out. He knows that we're firing, but he does take a bit of splash for 19 hit points. It's the stun that will help us. The 121's going after the other 2 tanks, the Waffenträger and the Leopard prototype. That CS-52 Liss, if he does come after the Borsig and the Waffenträger, he's, or to protect them, he's going to suffer it. Waffenträger takes a hit up the rear. We're almost loaded. There goes, and it was Soul Collector again. This time he got the Waffenträger, so he must have a huge number of kills. Let's have a look. 5 kills, Soul Collector. If he can get 1 more, he gets a set of steak knives. No, he doesn't. He gets a Top Gun. Rounds out. Going for the CS-52 Liss. Oh, 189, but he did take a round from Soul Collector. And we're going over to the other side of the battlefield because, well, what happened there? Suddenly, we're looking for the Leopard prototype who ran off and is now up on the roof of the building, or the bunker. The Waffenträger, oh, the CS-52 Liss went down. Our Borsig got him. Soul Collector's going after the Leopard prototype. But Soul Collector's up on top of the roof, and the Leopard prototype's gone into the bunker system down below. So I think he's going to come out that end, and he might be heading in our direction. If he does try and go in our direction, no, we found him, and Soul Collector gets taken out from behind by the Leopard prototype. So unfortunately, he doesn't get the Top Gun. And we tried to get a shot, but we couldn't get a snapshot in there in time. But we've got 3 tanks headed towards the cap area to force the Leopard prototype to come down and try and get a reset. The 121B is in there. Now, Oxagon should stay in cover for the moment because Oh, no, he has gone up the far end. Okay, so we can get a shot. He backs up. Rounds out. This could be it. Ooh, splashed in for 275. The SU-130 PM is coming in from that direction. He's going to get a nasty surprise, the Leopard. Yep, very nasty surprise. And that's the end of the game. Here's the end of battle results. That was a first-class tanker for Oxagon of ENJ0Y in the 212A on Safe Haven. He managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 9 in this game. And he got a Confederate as well for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. His win this game was Unicum Standard, not Super Unicum, but Unicum Standard, 2,755 out of that one. And let's have a look at team score. Well, he didn't get the highest damage in this game. The Leopard prototype, the last enemy tank, he got 4,730 hit points of damage, and he got a tank sniper who didn't get 20% of the enemy hit pool. That's why he didn't get the high caliber. Second highest damage went to their Waffenträger, did 4,430 hit points. And the third highest damage was Oxagon with 3,285 hit points of damage. So at least he's up there at the top. When it came to kills, though, Oxagon didn't get any kills in this game. 5 kills went to Soul Collector in the T30. 4 kills went to the Leopard Prototype A on the enemy team, who, as I said, got the tank sniper, and also the Waffenträger Alpha Panzer IV. And on our team, the Carnarvon, the TNH T-Viz 51, and the Jagdtiger all managed to get 2 kills apiece. When it came to base XP, it's the T30 of Soul Collector who did the best with 1,149, with Carnarvon getting 1,049, and then we've got Oxagon getting 1,029, and so 3 players managed to get over 1,000 base in that game, and Oxagon was one of them, and Soul Collector was the other. Anyway, let's have a look at detail. 12 shots fired in this game, so if he had got maybe another hit, I think he might have got a little bit closer, but he wouldn't have topped the scores on the enemy team. Those 2 tanks, their Waffenträger and their Leopard Prototype, were way ahead on damage. He got 5 direct hits on the enemy, 1 penetrating shot. Now, I think we did see that penetrating shot, didn't we? Because it was quite a nice one at that. It hit the Waffenträger as he backed out of that corner. Remember, that Waffenträger was one of their best players. And he took a hit for 910 hit points because, of course, Waffenträgers don't have any armor really at all. So any shell that hits a Waffenträger is more than likely going to be a penetrating shot. You're going to get full value, or at least you're going to get something, a high or a low roll, depending on how you hit him. Anyway, let's go back to the detail, and we can see he also got 10 splashes. Damage of 3,285, all of it at more than 300 meters. Damaged 8 of the enemy, didn't get any kills, but of course that gave him the Confederate. 2,059 hit points of stun assist off 11 stuns, so not quite as much stun assist, and that's why he didn't get the ace tanker on this one, only a first class. But he did earn a profit on this game, 9,447, even after paying for consumables at full price. And he also got 1,531 experience points out of it as well. So at least he came away with some credits and some XP out of that game. So he did send us in a third replay, saying he'd actually had a rather good session in 212A. So let's have a look at the third replay. The third replay is on Studzianki map, and he's got Soul Collector in game with him, as well as Tramsy in the Cobra. Now this should be fun, because when you get 3 of them together, they tend to do a lot more damage than when there's just 1 or 2. So I'm expecting this one to be a much better game. I think Soul Collector did absolutely superb in the T30 last game. This time round, he's in the RU251 and he's over there, whilst Tramsy in the Cobra, and we've seen him play in the Cobra as well before, and he did rather well in that one too. Rounds out. Well, he managed to stun the AMX M454. This time round, it's a tier 10 game with tier 9 tanks in it. The enemy Arty is a GW Tiger in this one. Okay, Panzerkampfwagen 7. Up in the woods, we've got a Char Milli 75, who isn't actually in the woods at the moment. He's testing the water. Rounds out. Looks good. Well, that will certainly annoy him. And it looks like the enemy Arty is also aiming for our Leopard. Now, our Arty might have the advantage over that Charm Mini 75. Oh, that was a good one. Our Jagdtiger just finished off the enemy T-30. But unfortunately, their Kunstpanzer just took out our T1 Heavy. Got 2 tanks to aim at now. Rounds out and... Oh, he hit somebody. Somebody is up there on the hill with the other 2. And I think it's a Charfew Tier 4. And he just took a direct hit. Now, they do have very thin armor. So if he took a direct hit, he could be very badly damaged at the moment. He might have lost... Well, there's another Charfew Tier 4. So who else is up there? Somebody took a direct hit. He hasn't lost any hit points at all. But somebody got smacked in the face with a full round. Because he was aiming for those Charm Mini 75s. Oh, well, one of the Charm Mini 75s just took a direct hit for 406. But I still think there's somebody up there that took the round other than the Charfew Tier 4. The Charm Mini 75's had enough. He's pulling back. Or at least one of them is. The Charfew Tier 4 thinks he's safe, but the Leopard puts a round into him. Oxagon's almost loaded. Oh, there was a Standard B up there. That was the guy who took the shot. Rounds out. Well, he got 27 hit points off the Standard B, but he's changing his position now. It was the Standard B that he got a direct hit on, and he lost half his hit points, so I think he did get a penetrating shot. Now, this is a wise move to change position every now and then. Not a wise move to knock a tree down, though, because it does tell the enemy that you've actually moved, or where you've moved, because, of course, they can look at the way that the tree lies and see that's the direction that somebody's headed. But I think Oxagon's got it all in hand. There's the Standard B. Now, he's opened the angle up to get a better shot at that Standard B. If he can get a lander shell near him, he's going to take him out. That Standard B certainly suffered a lot of hit points lost. Rounds out. Well, 343 hit points from the Charfew Tier 4. I think we'll rewind that one because, of course... he looked away just after he fired. And, of course, we want to see what actually happens with the shell. Okay, so we're taking control of the camera. Oxagon fires. The round goes out, and it is a direct hit on the Charfew Tier 4. Oh, and he got a stun assist off that one as well. 413. And Oxagon's moved to his new firing position. Now, I totally understand if you are trying to relocate to avoid being counter-batteried, that can be a problem. At the moment, the enemy Arty is actually focusing on our Leopard 1, because that's where the rings appeared on the map. But, oh, look at this. The Leopard 1, both the Charm Mini 75 and the Charfew Tier 4 are all relocated back at the cap area. So it looks like a lot of them have come back to try and defend against our teammates as they make their way in. Tramsy's there, so's Soul Collector. They're in the trench, getting ready for the assault. Okay, we're going to get a better angle on these enemy tanks up in the north as well. That AMX M454 is vital that we take him out. The Standard B got wiped out by our teammates up in the wood. We're going to try and hit this guy now. Rounds out, and he pulls back just at the last moment. And the shell actually hit the wreck of that tank. Can't see which one it is. I think it's the Panzerkampfwagen 7 who got taken out there. Okay, the enemy have got a Badger right down at the south end of the map. He's trying to stop our guys from moving up. In fact, actually, it's Tramsy who's trying to get up, but at the moment, he's hiding behind the abbey or the church. Rounds out. Zips over the top of him, but we do get stun assist. That Badger's taking a pounding, and it's Tramsy who's doing it as well, because we are seeing that they are coming in as yellow shots. So obviously, it's one of our guys, one of our platoon. And I don't think it's Soul Collector, because I don't think Soul Collector can see the Badger. Okay, here we go. Another round ready. Rounds out. A direct hit. Oh, and the Badger's now down to a one-shot. So we only need one good round in the right place. Tramsy's probably in reload at the moment, but we're now going to try and put a round on this AMX M4 and the T57 Heavy on the enemy team. We can get a round close enough, we can take these guys out. Going for the T57 Heavy. Rounds out. Hello, it's us. That's his knock knock, and back to the garage. It's rather funny that T57 Heavy was looking round the corner thinking that somebody was going to come from that direction, but in actual fact we've got no tanks in the north anymore. Unfortunately, they got wiped out and taken out by some of the enemy tank destroyers. So we've got nobody directly in the north other than the Jagdtiger. And of course we've got an AMX-30 up there as well. Or is it an AMX-50B? It's a 50B, sorry. Okay, now firing on that building there might actually damage the 50B. Well, we fire one in, and yes, again we get another splash on the AMX M454. Okay, our guys are now starting to move towards the enemy. Soul Collector in the lead. There's still the matter of that Badger to deal with. Now, there's a couple of trees over to our left. We can use those for cover. Don't want to get too close to that Badger because he could be looking very nice for a shot to kill our Arty. We're trying to get the M454. Don't really want to get seen by the Badger though. Rounds out. Going for the kill. Gets 366 from that shot. Makes him a one shot. Okay, our guys need help on the Badger, but they need to show us where the Badger is to hit him. And the M454 is now down to 36 hit points, which makes him an easy kill. We can splash him to death from this next shot. Come on, please. And we relocate because we're re-aiming because the Charm Mini 75 is actually being a nuisance to our 50B. He just got 3 shots. The Jagdtiger takes him out. So we're going back to the AMX M4, looking for the splash kill. Rounds out. Not close enough. Now don't get too close. The Badger sees us. He will probably try, and I think this is a little too close. He ought to move up amongst the houses to try and get an easier shot. He might just be outside the view range of the Badger. He's almost loaded. This could be the kill shot. Rounds out. Yes, it is. So that's his first kill. Was it first kill? No, second kill of the game. Now he needs to get under the protection of those houses before taking out the Badger. GW Tiger just killed our Jagdtiger. As he was coming out of the factory area. We now need to try and put a round onto that Object 263. Here's a one shot. Could be a kill shot. We're going for the Leopard instead. Rounds out. And he gets him. That's his third kill. Okay, so this is going well. The Object 263 is a one shot. We look at the figures, we can see. Yes, he's very low on hit points. The Badger's turned up. He's a one shot as well. One shot on target. And we can collect him as well. He goes down. The kill shot goes to the AMX-30. So we're looking for that 263 now. There's a Gorilla 15 up in the north. I don't think will stay there. I think he's going to go around and try and locate the Arty in the rear, not realizing that Oxagon is actually way up front with his teammates. Okay, Kunstpanzer. One nice hit, please. Dialing in as quickly as we can. He lines it up. Trying to get a splash, rounds out, and I think he would have got some stun off that. Pretty sure that would have stunned him. But the good news is that now he can move up and he can go into the riverbed, and from there he should be able to get a better angle on that 263 and of course the Kunstpanzer. and possibly the GW Tiger as well. The 263's come into sight. Okay, instead we're going to go for the Gorilla 15, who's ended up at our cap area, not realizing we're not there. Rounds out. 364. Our Striv 103B's there. He's obviously come around the other side of the map, thinking that he'd find the Arty that was causing all this commotion, but we're not there. Arty doesn't stay static. We move. When you move, you're not at home when the enemy comes knocking. Well, the enemy's just lost their Kunstpanzer. So the last two enemy are the Arty and the Gorilla 15. We lose the Striv to a derp. Trying to get a shot. Rounds out and... well, we got him for 151. He's in the cap area. But our teammates... oh, one quick shot from the Kampfpanzer 3. And he's out the game. And that means now the last remaining enemy is the GW Tiger. He's probably over the river in A0. But he might have moved into the copse in the north. We don't know. But we're anticipating he's in A0. In amongst the bushes. Rounds out. Oh, well, we were near. We were near. He did derp the AMX-30, but I think his game is over. And the kill shot goes to the AMX-30, and that wins the game. Here's our end of battle results, and it was an ace tanker for Oxagon of ENJ0Y in the 212A. Yep, he got an ace in this one at last. He got the Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 13. And he got a Confederate as well for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. His win rate was 5,231, which is super unicum and a bit more. Let's have a look at team score. Well, in this game, he didn't get the highest damage. That went to Tramsey with 4,239 hit points of damage. Second highest damage went to the Leopard 1 on the enemy team, 3,831. And the third highest damage went to the Badger with 3,725. Yeah, they were being particularly effective on the enemy team. We can see that Oxagon got 3,668 hit points of damage, just behind the Kampfpanzer 3, who also picked up a Confederate out of that game. And we can see that Soul Collector actually went right down at the bottom. He only got 500 hit points out of the game, but he still was alive at the end of the game. And he did get a patrol duty as well for spotting the enemy, being the only one spotting 6 enemy tanks whilst they were damaged. If we look at the number of kills, we can see that Oxagon shared the top spot with the Gorilla 15 on the enemy team. They both got 3 kills apiece. So did the Jag Tiger and the AMX-30 at the end of the game. And when it came to base XP, he's in second place to Soul Collector, who got 1,257. So he must have done a lot of spotting. Let's have a look. 10,777 spotting assist in that game is superb bit of spotting. Because, of course, he didn't do much damage of his own, but he was spotting for our teammates, and particularly for Oxagon, to get good shots on the enemy. So very well played by Soul Collector in this game for actually spotting damage rather than actually doing it. But, yes, very, very effective indeed. He picked up the top spot with 1,257. Oxagon got 1,207. And in third place, we got Tramsey. So the platoon were 1, 2, and 3 on base XP at the end of the game. They all got over 1,000, with Tramsey picking up 1,040. Now, Oxagon fired 20 rounds in this game. He didn't run out of ammo, but he was pumping those rounds out. And that certainly had a big effect upon the enemy. 6 direct hits on them, no penetrations, but 27 splashes. I felt sure that he did penetrate somebody up in the north, but we can take a quick look at that right now, because remember, it was the standard B that he hit, and he got 472 hit points off that shot, a non-penetrating shot, but that was the big hit that really upset the standard B. We thought that he was actually going for the Char Future 4, but no, it was a standard B that we couldn't see, and that's what he hit. Anyway, going back to the detail, we can see that he did get 21 splashes in that game as well, 3,668 hit points of damage, all of it at more than 300 meters, damaged 9 of the enemy, killed 3, so there's the Confederate, 1,960 hit points of stun assist off 18 stuns, and he got 1 defense points when he actually wounded the Guerrilla 15 in the cap area. Now, he did suffer another loss in this game, 1,880, and again, it's down to the fact that the consumables, if he bought them at cheap price at 10,000 credits each on when they were money off or half price, then of course this wouldn't show up on the screen and he'd actually show a profit down here at the bottom. He also picked up 5,432 XP as well because he managed to get a mission completion in that game as well. But 3 fantastic games, starting of course with the this game on Pearl River, where he did a fair amount of damage, but the game was over fairly quickly because his teammates were very, very good. Then, of course, we followed it with Soul Collector's really excellent game on Safe Haven, where, well, Oxagon was just supplying the bit part that comes afterwards, and he did do a large amount of damage to get that Confederate, and, of course, finishing it off with an ace tanker and a Confederate by being just about everywhere, even following his teammates into enemy territory, and of course completely confused that Guerrilla, who thought that he would get an easy kill by taking out the Arty, but didn't realise that Oxagon's too intelligent to actually be at home when the enemy turns up. He's actually going to move to get a better angle and kill the enemy tanks. I hope you enjoyed those replays. If you did, please give our video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.